Welcome back to Horoscope Forecasts 369, your trustworthy companion in the cosmic journey. I'm Jenny, here to help you unlock the mysteries of the stars. No matter your zodiac, our mission is to bring clarity to your celestial path. If it's your first visit, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us daily in unveiling what the stars align for us. So, buckle up, it's time to journey through the cosmic realm and decipher the messages of the universe today, Sunday, June 11th, 2023. The astrology of today, all signs. Today's astrology is busy. Pluto, still retrograde, moves back into the sign of Capricorn. Pluto is slowly transitioning into the sign of Aquarius this year and next. Pluto first left Capricorn on March 23rd, when it headed into Aquarius. But Pluto later turned retrograde on May 1st, and now returns to Capricorn. Pluto will continue its transit of Capricorn until January 20th, 2024, and we have more renovating to do with our career, life path, rules, and structures. Also today, Mercury moves into Gemini for a stay until the 26th. It's a time when we're more interested in trivia, information tidbits, and detached observations. There can be frequent changes of mind and subject while Mercury is in Gemini in the weeks ahead. We're flexible and quick to grasp topics. However, just before Mercury changes signs, it forms a trine to Pluto, newly in Capricorn. There can be an opportunity to gain a mental advantage. Our mental faculties are attuned to otherworldly impressions, offering us increased insight, psychological understanding and awareness, and focused attention. We are drawn to looking for truths and to unexplored topics and ideas. It's a time to gain a deeper understanding of a matter. We might discover new information that gives us an edge or finally see the truth of a matter we've been avoiding. It's a good time to let go of something that has kept us bound to harmful elements of the past. Nevertheless, Venus forms a square to Jupiter, and the Sun is semi-square the planet, pointing to some misjudgments or overblown expectations. These transits can exaggerate or expand our affections, and this state of mind can lead to overdoing and overstating our feelings. We might expect too much from our energy or motivation levels. However, if we keep this in check, it can be helpful for entertaining new ideas and approaches related to pleasure, money, and love. The moon is void from 9:20 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, with the moon's last aspect before changing signs, a sextile to Pluto, until the moon enters Aries at 9:21 a.m. EDT, a very brief void period. Today's Aries horoscope. Aim to avoid only skimming the surface of things today, dear Aries. However, you might decide to temporarily keep your distance from problems to take a break from overthinking. While today's Venus-Jupiter square promotes a good mood, you should keep your expectations of others realistic, especially in matters of the heart. It's probably best to watch for spending more than you can afford in the long run. If a mood or desire comes on suddenly, aim to question whether it's genuinely coming from the heart. More likely, it's a whim and won't stick. There can be some uncertainty in spots today, but if you're feeling overly sensitive, it may signal that you need an escape, break, or rest. Seek out people, projects, and ideas that feed your spirit rather than drain you of energy. Today's Taurus horoscope. You can feel some enthusiasm today, dear Taurus, but it may be a little difficult to go full speed ahead. Several planetary shifts are occurring now, and choosing a definite path isn't straightforward. If you haven't been attending to your needs for rest, or if you've been pushing yourself too hard, particularly around the home or in your personal life, you may suffer from a temporary loss of self-motivation or drive. When you're acting from a place of confidence or from your heart, being impulsive might take you good places. However, if insecurity drives it, you might take a wrong turn. Aim to be kind to your body and your future self with your choices today. Moods can swing up and down, but if you can manage to keep expectations of others and yourself reasonable, things will flow more naturally. Today's Gemini horoscope. There's some tendency to feel in limbo today, dear Gemini. While you can be pulled in many directions today, you'll be better off taking some extra time for breaks. It's important not to skim the surface, but avoid pushing yourself too hard. Be sure that if you're going to commit to something, however, that the desire is truly there. Consider that there can be some exaggeration in the air. Aim to separate the fluff and gossip from the substance as best as possible. As well, try to enjoy some new ideas without investing too quickly in those that may not pan out. It's probably too soon, so ease forward slowly. It's not necessarily about deception today, but more about overestimating our capabilities, especially to fulfill promises. Today's Cancer horoscope. There is a tendency to go big and ignore the essential details today, dear Cancer. However, it's best to watch for hidden costs, both socially and financially. Of course, bigger isn't always better. Avoid making big promises and believing in the ones made to you. It's not that people are intentionally trying to mislead, it may very well be the opposite, but perhaps overestimating their abilities. Some moderation is appropriate and can turn a potentially awkward day into a happy, rewarding one. Several planetary shifts today keep you on the fence. As a result, it makes sense to reserve judgment for a more stable time. The moon's move to the top of your solar chart turns your attention to your longer-term goals, and it can be helpful to consider where you are with your plans. Today's Leo horoscope. With today's vaguely uncertain transits, dear Leo, it can be tempting to seek happiness outside of yourself, but it's best to remind yourself that you create it from within. In truth, you might be in a hard-to-please mood, not knowing what will satisfy you. If you've been pushing yourself too hard, you're likely to feel the energy drain now. Keeping within reasonable boundaries would serve you best, even if the temptation is to overdo and overindulge. Committing to something down the road may seem okay right now, but later can prove to be a burden. It may be best to keep things simple on this day when several planetary shifts leave you in a mild state of flux. Today's Virgo horoscope. While there can be a strong and even consuming desire to do something new today, dear Virgo, you may not find enough energy to back it up. If you're feeling drained, it's crucial to think about what you're taking in figuratively speaking and focus on improving the quality of these things to improve your vitality. Watch for the temptation to sign up for more than you can handle or deliver with Jupiter strong and challenging today. Optimism is a strength, but if it leads you into unrealistic territory, you may need to put a cap on it. A wait-and-see attitude can come in handy, but aim to embrace a sense that changes are necessary for greater fulfillment in the weeks ahead. You might enjoy helping someone solve a problem. Today's Libra horoscope. This is a good time to consider where there are energy leaks and drains in your life, dear Libra. If you've been mismanaging your energy or taking in too much negativity from people around you, you may feel this more strongly today. Consider ways to improve the quality of your energy, and this starts with examining what you're consuming, not only physically, but also mentally, psychically, and emotionally. Good intentions can be at the root of taking on a new endeavor or challenge, but if plans are not well laid out, they could be burdensome later on. A Venus-Jupiter square can create too much optimism, pushing expectations high. It's better to wait a bit before going forward. Moods can swing today, and it's wise to try to distinguish between a whim and a genuine desire. Today's Scorpio horoscope. Today's transits can leave you feeling in limbo, dear Scorpio. Avoid letting others' inconsistencies drain you of your own energy. If you've been pushing yourself too hard towards your goals, now is the time to take a break, if only to later return to your pursuits with renewed energy and perhaps slightly improved plans. There's some tendency to shoot too high. You can have high expectations, or it's tempting to make big, bold moves that could be premature or over the top. Going a little overboard might be fun now, but for the essential things, it's better to respect your usual boundaries. With matters of the heart, try not to rush or push anything. Today's Sagittarius horoscope. Today's transits involving Jupiter can bring on the urge to splurge, dear Sagittarius, and it can sometimes dominate if you don't watch for the tendency. You might aim to tame restlessness so that you can enjoy the positive vibes and spirits around you. Ask yourself whether something you're craving now will benefit you later or whether it might be cause for regret. It can be hard to take advice right now, so aim to keep yourself in a position to manage your own resources temporarily. Taming restless feelings can help you enjoy a fun and rewarding day. At the same time, it's probably a good idea to avoid making commitments or final decisions for now. Today's Capricorn horoscope. Comforting and familiar activities boost your mood with the moon's move into your home and family sector, dear Capricorn. If you're feeling out of balance, you may not be paying enough attention to where you may be losing energy. These leaks can take the form of connecting with too many thoughts, people, or avenues that are negative and otherwise draining, or they can be as straightforward as not eating or sleeping well. It's a good time to identify unhealthy patterns affecting your general well-being. Still, you can experience some restlessness, and misjudging things is possible with today's transits and shifts. Watch that you don't get too carried away by an idea or sensation. It's important to remember your boundaries, aiming to take it easy with money and pleasurable pursuits. Enjoy yourself, but remember that you don't need to go over the top to do so. Today's Aquarius horoscope. There's a tendency to feel in limbo today, dear Aquarius. Still, it's also a time when it becomes obvious where you've pushed too hard. Aim to find a better balance by taking steps to avoid overtaxing yourself, both physically and mentally, and then working on plugging any energy leaks, which can take the form of people or projects you've been excessively worrying about. Today's transits can produce desires that come on suddenly, but they likely stem from restlessness rather than genuine desire. Going all out is not necessarily going to improve your life, even if it appears this way right now. There could be conflicts between the demands of family and partnership. Even though you can be in a great mood now, it can be a tenuous one, as it's a little too easy to burst your bubble. Keep expectations reasonable to even things out today. Today's Pisces horoscope. You could feel a little scattered at times today, dear Pisces. It may be that distractions are more plentiful, or you are more sensitive to them. If you've been pushing your body or psyche too hard recently, you will likely feel the drain today. It's time to be kinder to yourself. Prioritizing and simplifying are your main goals now. In truth, today's Jupiter transits can make it difficult. It's best to avoid promising too much or overstating your feelings, which might eventually cause a problem, even if it saves you now. There can be a feeling that you can take on anything as long as you're in a good mood, but overshooting is likely. When your mood and energy level out later, you won't want to be stuck with extra work or debt. Thank you for joining me here on Horoscope Forecasts 369. Don't forget to share these horoscope predictions with friends and loved ones who might benefit from them, and remember to hit the like button if you found today's predictions useful. I'm Jenny, and I'll be back tomorrow with more. Until then, keep your eyes on the stars and your heart open to the universe. Goodbye for now.